there's
Yeah.
the great setup and inside there or whatever, and then we get a
Yeah, and then
gap
they read it.
above. Um, how do you interpret that based on the pivots? Like, what would be good behavior for it? Just
Okay.
like pulling back into the top level and respecting it. What are you looking for in that
Sure.
situation?
There's two things that you would expect, or I guess three things that you expect to see. The one of the most common, right, is that it gaps up above that and then it fades all the way back down. That's it's an Icarus at level and it's pretty common. It's also, possible when a stock, just is ready to go and it never looks back. And so you're looking at that gap move. It's also, one of the more common things, and what I'd look for is not the first 10 minutes, but a lot of times it'll retest that pivot on it, may the second 10 minutes of the day. And if it holds at that point, that's where I like to take the risk on the retest of the pivot. And it shows that, yeah, we're ready to go above, right? We back tested or backfilled that already. And now we're ready to launch. But if you're buying that gap up on the daily and it comes in $1 or so because it needs to backfill that, then you're under pressure already. So, you know, are there times when I might miss a trade at that level because it's just a gap and go? Sure. But more often than not, it's going to at least try to backfill a little bit on that. And if it proves that it's ready to hold on the backfill and have demand, that's you're getting, basically your cake and eating it too. You've gotten the stock that shows that it's ready and you're getting a much better entry than just buying the gap open.
Yeah, I think that's really helpful because I think a lot of people, um, they're scared of buying gaps because they don't have a process to manage risk on it, and just buying blindly off the open, might work sometimes, but that process that you just mentioned, it testing it, proving itself a little bit, manage risk versus that level that pull back to that might be a better way to go. Um,
Sure.
for the names that just go, is it often more that there's a catalyst behind the move, or because sometimes they just go.
Sometimes they just go, right? I mean,
Yeah,
they just the demand is built up forever, and the market tends to look for. Sometimes it looks for catalysts that to explain what there's just demand. You know, um, so I think that. But the other thing is like I'm assessing. If a stock is gapping up, for example, or even gapping down, like is it gapping into another rung on the ladder or pivot, right?
right.